like to support the channel. Also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
The sheriff did say that family members had indicated the shooter had been growing increasingly paranoid. Neighbors in the DeQuinder Estates mobile home park say they never would have predicted that Michael William Nash would fire 36 shots into a crowded splash pad, hitting 9 people Saturday.
It makes you kind of wonder what people do behind closed doors. You just never know.
Kylene Duchesne McDougal lives next door to Nash and his mother in Shelby Township. McDougal says she's known the 42-year-old since he was just 21.
He's just lived there with his family the whole time. We've never seen anything odd with him.
Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard says his deputies were in touch with the shooter's mother, who told them about her son's recent increased paranoia.
It appears he had been musing about different things, saying, shut your phone off, we're being watched, they are listening to us, walking around the house with weapons, talking about them listening to him, and talking about how the government was tracking them. At this point, we still have no information that was brought to anyone's attention.
Bouchard says they recovered 1 gun at the splash pad and 11 weapons, including an AR-style rifle, inside the shooter's home. Bouchard says the shooter killed himself while deputies surrounded the house.
We have no information on any contacts that he had with law enforcement, no arrests, no criminal history.
At least 11 firearms were found in the home of a suspect in Saturday's Rochester Hills splash pad incident. The injured 9 people, including children. Michael William Nash, age 42 of Shelby Township, believed that the government was tracking him. Family members told detectives that he walked around his home with a weapon, stating things like, quote, shut off your phone, we're being watched, they're listening to us. Among the weapons police discovered in Nash's home were rifles, shotguns, and pistols. When officers first entered the home, they found an assault-style rifle sitting on the kitchen table. Nash's motives was still unknown. Detectives have not found any notes or manifestos or any explanation. Quote, we may not be able to find one. Nash is accused of unleashing 36 rounds, an increase from 28 rounds police previously reported, towards family at the Brooklands Plaza splash pad who were enjoying a summer day, then calmly leaving his Shelby Township home. It was later reported that he was found deceased from a self-inflicted wound. Detectives recovered a weapon, which Bouchard stated that was legally obtained back in 2015, and 2 magazines at the scene of the incident, along with numerous electronics, including a phone, laptop, tablet, and hard drives. Bouchard didn't elaborate on why those items were left behind, but he stated police have searched the phone but found nothing to indicate a motive. Other items listed are still under investigation. Bouchard stated that Nash is believed to have brought 2 guns to the splash pad, one that he left at the scene and another he used to later end himself. Among the victims, a husband and wife who successfully shielded their 2 young daughters from the hail of bullets being released. And in the process, they were injured a total of 7 times, and a mother and her 2 young sons, one of which, an 8-year-old, was wounded in the head. The conditions of the victims have not worsened. Bouchard stated that an 8-year-old is making amazing progress at this time. The youngest victim is 4 and the oldest is 77 or 78. There is no known connection between the gunman and the victims. Bouchard also stated that Nash has no criminal record and is believed to have struggled with mental health illness. Nash's sister declined to comment when asked about her brother. The tragedy that unfolded at the Rochester Hills splash pad was one of 3 mass incidences that have occurred in Michigan on Saturday. In Lathrop Village, 6 people were injured at a house party shortly after midnight. 2 were in critical condition. In Detroit, a woman was injured and 4 other people were injured late Saturday night. The victims in both incidences were teenagers and young adults. Bouchard also stated at a conference that he emphasized the need for more mental health resources for community members as well as law enforcement officers. Quote, "I can't bang the drum enough about mental health. We need help." I want to say my condolences to the families directly out there, because again, this is senseless violence that took place that did not need to happen at all. The main thing that I was able to witness and see directly online was those who were able to understand what took place. Their main question were, "Oh, what do we know what medications? Do we know what meds he was directly on?" So you care more about the medication in order to try to make a stance that this person was mentally unstable, so that there's a type of reason to give an excuse as to why it is that this senseless violence occurred. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird to me. You should just leave it as a person who decided to commit this act is that person. No excuses given. I don't care if the person was mentally unstable. I don't care if they were seeing angels and demons. I don't care if they were seeing zebras with polka dots and fishtails. I don't care what it was. It's the fact of the matter that this person was able to consciously go out there and procure armaments, consciously able to keep those and also buy ammunition for those, consciously able to save up money some way and somehow in order to again obtain these armaments, right? Consciously able to get his license to be able to carry and also go through whatever necessary training or classes that he needed to do. So again, the side of which people want to focus on, hey, maybe he was crazy, hey, there was a mental illness, we don't know specifically what it is. Even the cops, they're like, hey, we need help. We need to get help for those out there who suffer through mental illness, and we also need that same exact help for our police officers here, as to try to say that it is a sad situation, but yet this is something that we can all understand and everybody is suffering from. No. Because I find it funny that, again, whenever it is somebody of their community, no matter what atrocities that they decide to commit, there's always an excuse for why it is. There's always an underlying reason for why it is that this person was able to commit the acts that they committed, even if it inevitably ends in a loss of life. You have two children that ended up losing both of their parents because their parents were like, hey, we know that this was probably the only thing and probably the last thing that we're going to be able to do. So we give our lives to you, our kids, to which we created, which we love. We've already lived a long life. We've already been here. We done pretty much seen everything that is needed to be seen. But you haven't. Your life has only started. So with that, this is what we give to you. And they did that. So again, my condolences to those families. My condolences to those kids. Because those are actually real parents. They protected those kids. They shielded those kids. They gave up all of their lives, knowing the fact that they weren't going to be able to spend any more birthdays, Christmases, no vacations, no trips, not being able to see them grow up to have their first, girlfriend or boyfriend, or to go to their first prom or their first dance or science fair projects. They gave all of that up in an instant to protect them so that they could live on. And now they have to live on in a shattered reality, because everything that they knew at that moment in time was gone by one man who couldn't even stand up as a man in front of a jury. And I guess you could say, atone or take responsibility for the actions that he committed that led to the loss of life that took place. And you have the police out here talking to the community, giving a type of excuse. You have other people that are part of this exact same community giving a type of excuse and not acknowledging the fact that within the white community, there is a problem, a very serious problem with the men that are there that are able to get these armaments, and in one fell swoop, at one moment, on one bad day, they'll just decide to unleash all of those armaments with the wrath of God onto any and everybody that is within the area. And I want to remind people again, these were families that were just out on a hot day, just trying to enjoy themselves. And that was shattered. That was broken because of one man.